Hey guys, it's Violent Nacho. Welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Petrie, my little mascot here. And this is LJ. She wanted to come and say hello. Hello. Anyway, if you've been to my YouTube channel before, you are probably aware that I mostly post Mythic Plus videos as well as my guild's first kills. But those are becoming far and few between. So I wanted to do something different, and I was like, I guess I could vlog. And I'm like, well, what am I gonna vlog about? Keyboard turning.
Keyboard turning.
Keyboard turning.
Alright, so before I start talking about this, I'm gonna go over real fast keyboard turning versus mouse turning, because surprisingly enough, a lot of people don't know what the fuck keyboard turning is. I talk about it on my stream pretty frequently, and a lot of people are like, what's that, you know? And I tell them, you know, it's when you use your A and your D key to turn, and it turns out that they're keyboard turners too. So, let's go in-game and do a little demonstration here. Hello, this is Violent Cow in Dalaran. Anyway, so, if you keyboard turn, you use your A and your D key, and you move like so. It's very controlled. I like it, but whatever. I'm going to be a better player this way. If you mouse turn, you turn quickly like this. Now, in this scenario, you're probably only saving yourself like a couple milliseconds, but where it really shines is with movement. You know, if you're keyboard turning, excuse me, you're going real slow. Like, you're like, wow. Where your mouse turning, you're like, oh shit, I want to go over here, and you're already like back around, you know? You're like, whoop, whoop. And I have a lot of problems with that, and it's not that it's not convenient. For me, I just kind of feel like it's too quick. But maybe I'll work on my mouse sensitivity and go from there. Anyway, on with the presentation. So here's the deal. I've been a keyboard turner for 13 years. 13 years. It's a long time. And I mean, I've seen people develop habits in like a month, so give me a break, okay? I discovered about 7 years ago that I'm a total noob and a big piece of shit because I'm a keyboard turner. So, at least 5 times in the last 7 years, I have tried to break the habit, and I've been unsuccessful every single time. Now I'm making a huge push. I'm forcing myself to do it, but it is hard. Okay? A lot of people just keep telling me, they're like, huh? Why is it hard? Just turn with your mouse. And I'm like, well, the reason it's hard for me is because not only did I turn with my left hand, but I DPS with my right hand. So my right hand's on the number pad. I didn't really touch my mouse at all, unless I needed to click something, and then I'd move my hand over here, turn it, and there you go. So now I'm DPSing with my left hand and turning with my right hand, so I'm actually changing 2 things at once. It's kind of like, can you play guitar backwards, or can you throw a baseball with your opposite hand? I mean, you can, but it's gonna sound like shit and look like shit. So I feel like I'm playing really bad right now. The reason I'm doing this is because I want to be more competitive in the Mythic Plus community. I tank, and you can keyboard turn as a tank. It's not that hard. You end up strafing more than anything else. But you aren't able, if you're playing the way I'm playing, you're not really able to grab your mouse that much to like click things that you want to go to next. You're kind of resorting to tab targeting, which isn't as accurate as it should be. And I've noticed that a lot of times I'm just slow in general because I'm not switched around quick enough to get to the next mobs, you know? So to do keys like 22s and above, you really shouldn't be keyboard turning at all. DPS and healers can kind of get away with it, but tanks should not be doing that. So I don't know if I'll even get keys that high this expansion, but my next expansion, I have big goals. I have big goals for myself. So I'm hoping to just keep doing it the way I'm doing it, but it isn't easy, and it's not coming natural, and I'm having a really difficult time. So for all the haters out there who have only mouse turned, you can keep your negative comments to yourself because that's how you played from the beginning. You know, if I mouse turned from the beginning, we wouldn't even be having this conversation. I've noticed that I was leveling on the PTR like a few weeks ago, and if you do the tutorial like with a level 1 character, it's kind of interesting because it tells you now where to put your DPS buttons, which are at the left side of the keyboard, and it tells you to turn with your mouse, and it shows you how to use your camera and change the angles and all that. And I'm like, wow, where was that when I was a baby Warcraft player? So it's like, I get it. I get why people like to be rude and mean to people who keyboard turn, but if you've never done it, your opinion means nothing to me. You can tell me how easy mouse turning is, but I can tell you how easy keyboard turning is in the same aspect. Like, a guy I was talking to the other day, I told him I DPS with my right hand, and he couldn't comprehend what I was saying. It didn't make any sense. And he's like, wow, I'm really impressed that you have such a high Mythic Plus score, and you play that way. He's like, I wouldn't be able to do that. So, I feel the same way about mouse turning. I'm not able to do it. I'm trying to do it, and it ain't going that smoothly. So, as far as, like, mouse turning is going with me, in the past, I leveled a rogue, like, 1 to 60, because I was like, well, if I do a melee character, I'm always needing to be, like, in range of the mob, and maybe that'll make it somehow, like, I don't know, easier. Well, I leveled the whole character mouse turning, and then I still wasn't able to convert my mains. Just recently, I leveled my Demon Hunter up to 110, and I was using my mouse, but my mouse has a bunch of buttons down the side. It's not a Razer Naga, but it's like a knockoff. It works the same way. And that was working okay, but then when I'd go to actually turn the mouse and push a button at the same time, all sorts of weird shit happened. So I was like, shit, I'm really gonna have to use my left hand to DPS, and I didn't want to do that. So I finally bound everything to my left hand. And it's going okay if I don't have to move. Like, if I could just stand there, I pull all the mobs, and then I just stand in one place and don't move, then, you know, it goes okay. But as soon as I have to start moving, if I can't strafe or backpedal and I actually have to turn around, I notice that, like, I flip real quick, and then I start to panic, and my heart, like, races, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna die. And I don't know why I'm so nervous about it, but it's freaking me out. I asked my friends for some help. I'm like, hey, I got this 14 Court of Stars, which is below me. Like, I've done high Court of Stars, and I'm like, I just want to do this 14. I just want to see how it's going to go. I'm worried. You guys have to be patient with me. And the asshole mage just sticks his 16 in because he needed his 15 for the week. I'm like, motherfucker. And it was, like, fortified, and, you know, I'd pull a bunch of mobs, and then I'm, like, so freaking out about how I'm moving that I'm not hitting any of my defensives, and I kept dying, and it was kind of a nightmare. And then come this week, you know, on raid night, we were on Mythic High Command, and the tank was like, I gotta go, I have an emergency, and I usually heal. And I'm like, oh, I'll tank. I suddenly had all this confidence. And, I mean, we, like, almost instantly wiped because of my stupidity. I couldn't remember where I bound anything. I'm like, where's the taunt button at, you know? And then there was some movement problems, and finally, you know, me and the other tank talked through it, and I'm like, can we just not move the boss so much? Like, he's moving him all over the place, and I'm like, I don't know how to move. And it's funny, because I'm doing fights I know how to do, but since I'm doing them so differently, it's a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. And I stream all of this, and a lot of people in my streams, they're just like, dude, you look so frustrated. I'm like, I feel like I'm gonna start crying. And it just sucks, because tonight I raid, and all I'm thinking about is how bad it's gonna be. You know? Like, it's a progression night. Like, we're gonna kill the boss. And I'm like, can I just not come? Like, I don't want to come. And I haven't even done my 15 for the week yet. I usually do 20s instead, and I don't want to do that either. Like, this is what it's doing to me. It's killing me on the inside. But, I'm giving it the old college try, and I think that in a couple more weeks, it's gonna feel more natural. Like, I already like DPSing this way. It's just DPSing and moving I'm not able to do yet. Well, you know, back in the day when I was keyboard turning and DPSing, it was great. That's how I played. I loved it. But what are you gonna do? New times, new days, gotta get better, and it's gonna be a slow process. Alright guys, so that was my first vlog. It was probably super boring, and you guys are gonna all like rag on me for being a keyboard turner. I'm not anymore. I'm just not a good mouse turner. But thanks for watching. If you could do me a huge one, like or dislike if it was that bad, but do something with my video, comment below, subscribe to my channel, and you can check me out on Twitch on Tuesdays and Wednesday nights, twitch.tv/violentnacho. I usually stream my raids, and then I stream my mythic dungeons and shit like that. So have a great day. Thank you.